So I'm growing garlic in here and it's looking ready. And I know in my area, usually we're pulling them around the 4th of July. It's already mid-June and these things, they look ready. Okay, so this is what they look like. We just had rains. They're starting to fall over and look at the stem. I have Softneck in the front and Hardneck in the back. So for those of you who grow in Vegepods, you know that there's just like this accelerated growth that happens. And so everyone, you know, that I see online is talking about, well, you harvest around 4th of July. And I'm like, but it's in a Vegepod. All right, guys. So I have basically been asking around to people online and in Vegepod groups specifically about their opinion on my garlic. The advice that I got was that I should go ahead and pull one of them when the soil is dry enough and then see if the one is ready, like a test garlic. It was dry for a while and then all of a sudden it was like rain, rain, rain. And I was concerned that these were gonna rot out, and I was also concerned that if I didn't have an opportunity for them to dry out, that when I pulled the garlic up, that the outer skin of the garlic would pull off along with it, which would mean that it wouldn't be able to store as long. I am going to pull off the straw so that the soil has a chance to dry out. These were not tended to as tenderly as the ones in the Vegepod, clearly because of their size. It looks really bad, and it looks like the stalk is just like ready to go, and I might rot it out if I don't take it out. So, and I'd rather just pick it and eat it fresh. Yeah, this has to be used like now. Look at how the stem just fell off. And that's a lesson learned for me. So it's the same day, and surprisingly, it dried off like a lot quicker than I thought. All right, so it's the third day of me trying to figure out these garlic bulbs, and I have pulled the soil from around the side of this garlic. I'm gonna leave it like this with a little hole around it, allow it to dry out, and let this be my test one. And we have squirrels and birds and all kinds of stuff, so I'm gonna go ahead and close the Vegepod. All right, guys, so today I will be with the kids. I'm flying solo with the kids this weekend. I'm gonna set them up in the trampoline that we have in the backyard so that I can check on the garlic. Okay, so the kids are in. I am sitting here between my large Vegepod and my medium Vegepod. Yes, hon? She wants to get down from the trampoline. Take two. With the Vegepod, it does retain a lot of moisture, and that could be a great thing if you're looking for something low maintenance or you have a plant that really prefers high humidity. But here in New Jersey, we naturally have high humidity, and so it can present issues with harvesting certain things. Let me see if I can. Ooh! Now, there you go. Look at all the roots. Oh my word. I'm not gonna remove the roots. I did read online that you're supposed to keep the roots on during the curing process, so I'm just shaking off what I can without disturbing the roots. This is a really nice size bulb, guys. Look at that. Pretty nice size. I'm proud of it. I'm not gonna lie. Beautiful. So what I've been trying to do anyway is get up underneath as best as I can so that I'm not pulling off these stalks. Now this one looks huge. Oh my God. Now this is a big garlic bulb. This one is bigger than the very first one I pulled, which I thought would be the biggest one based on the stalk. Massive roots in the Vegepod. I knew this was happening. I saw this, but it was too late by the time I saw it. It was two stalks growing really close. And then this one has like a little bulb growing. Look at this. This is so weird. One bulb is growing down here. You see another one's like kind of on top and it grew underneath it. Look at that. Can you see that? Let's see what we got. This is very strange. And it has like little bulbs. This looks like I need to use it ASAP though. This one's teeny tiny, but edible. This one's decent size, but you can tell that it probably would have benefited from not having the smaller bulb there because it's not as big as some of my other ones. So this is one of my bigger heads here of garlic that I harvested. This is the moocher that was underneath. And then this one is the one that didn't have enough space to grow, but grew bigger than this one at least, just for size difference. Oh my God, I just found a worm in my Vegepod. I did not put a worm in my Vegepod. I mean, it's great, it's lovely. Let's see, can you see that? That's a worm. I didn't put him there. Usually people with Vegepods like make a great deal of effort to put worms in the Vegepod because it's good for the soil and whatnot, which I don't know where this thing came from. I need you to vacate the premises, please. All right. I mean, not vacate the Vegepod, but at least get off my garlic. Look at that worm, just living his best life in my Vegepod. If I tried to do that, I couldn't, I bet. Oh, this is a pretty nice size garlic too. Look at that. So now I am going to basically try to see what the hardneck garlic is looking like, but it's actually looking kind of green still. So I feel like those don't look like they're about to rot out. Like if it rains today, I think those will be fine. I might just leave it. So there's still some soil attached to the roots, and I didn't want to bring them in with all the soil on them inside the house and put them in the basement just yet. So I'm gonna let them dry off for a little bit here inside the garage. I'm super proud. And these are the Softneck. Can't wait to see the Hardneck. All right guys, so I just picked my in-ground garlic from this spot here. Hold on. So we have this area here in front of our pool area that I've been working on over the past 2 years, going on 3 now. And there's this weeping white spruce that is eventually gonna fill in this whole area here. So for now, I planted some garlic in this area and it never been cultivated before. So they're not that big. They're not as big as the ones that I'm sure are gonna be coming out of the Vegepod. These are the Hardnecks. And the ones in here look to be a lot smaller bulbs than the ones in the Vegepod. Just by looking at the stem, I can tell. You see, this one is a lot thinner and this one is a lot thicker. But you know what? These were the leftover bulbs. When you plant your garlic and you have a garlic clove and you get your seed garlic, you don't want to be planting the smallest cloves. You want to be planting the biggest one in that bulb. because it'll give you a bigger bulb when you grow them. So these right here that I popped in the ground were sort of a last ditch effort so as to not waste any of the garlic seed that I spent money on, because I spent good money on them because they were certified organic and I had them shipped. I didn't find them locally, so I had to pay for shipping. So I made the best of it and I planted them all. So I didn't really lose anything except a little bit of fertilizer and some compost when I amended the area. So I would say overall I'm happy with the ones in the ground, but I would do certain things differently. Okay, so this is where the hardnecks that I just pulled from the ground, but these are the softneck that were in the ground, and as you can see, they were like splitting and rotting, and they're teeny tiny. Like, look at my thumbnail and look at that. So that's, I mean, some of them were not as small, like this one's not as small, but they weren't any, like these are the softnecks that came from the ground. And these that are hanging up here, look at this big old monster, are the Softnecks in the Vegepod. So that's a lesson learned for me, that in ground, in that particular spot next to the pool, that the Softnecks don't do as well as the Hardnecks. Yeah, I will show you guys when I harvest the Hardneck from the Vegepod. Coffee break. So this is a variety, it's a Hardneck variety, and it's called Music. It's supposed to give you nice sized bulbs, and it's hardneck, so it gives you those nice scapes that come up on the top of the stem before, like a couple weeks before they're ready for harvest. And you can cook up the little scapes in stir fries, and you can make pesto out of them. I use them in a stir fry with a steak. Oh, goodness gracious. All right. Yeah, this one is tiny. The other one had a smaller stem. Like, look at this. Lesson number 1 for me, I guess. All right, let's get the rest of these harvested, and then I'll come back at the end and show you what I got. Great. So this is a really good harvest. Okay. You found a froggy?
Yeah, it hopped away.
Oh, it hopped away. Hop it away. All right, so this is a really good harvest. I will say that they're smaller than I expected compared to like the size of the plant and compared to the softneck. You know, it could be that when I take these out, the individual cloves are actually big, because that's the thing about the hardneck that I've read a lot about, that the softneck might have bigger bulbs, but it's like a bunch of small cloves that make the bigger bulb, as opposed to these, which are hardneck, which as I understand it might produce smaller bulbs, but if you were to peel this apart, you would see that it's composed of less cloves, which means that each individual clove is bigger. So that is the biggest one that I got on the left, and then this one here is the smallest bulb that I picked, which is pretty small. Many of them are like medium sized. 2 of them are fairly large, and then 2 of them are on the smaller side. So I would say most of them are like medium sized for hardneck variety. But I'm still very pleased, and I'm still excited because this is my first harvest ever of garlic. So I'm just gonna let the soil dry out for a couple days. Might make a paste out of it. Hi, so now that we've harvested our garlic, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna make some garlic paste. The reason that I do garlic paste instead of minced garlic is because I like the texture of garlic paste, because if you've ever used the minced garlic for the pan searing of chicken, and you like cover the chicken with the minced garlic and then you put it on the pan, and then the little bits of the minced garlic, like they cook too fast and they sort of burn a little bit. I don't like that. So the paste tends to like melt a little bit more into the chicken when you cook it. So that's why I'm making a garlic paste instead of minced garlic. Yeah, we're using all the teeny ones. So most of the garlic that I picked was actually pretty good size. These are the softneck that I harvested from the ground, and that's a lesson learned for me, that I need to do a little bit more amending if I'm gonna grow them in the ground, because the ones in pots and the ones in the Vegepod did really, really good, but these did pretty horrible. I think these were a Softneck that were grown in the Vegepod, and they're a good size, as you can see. But this one is a little bit exposed, so, and I need to make garlic paste, so I'm just gonna use these. This is not the biggest one that I've grown. The biggest one that I've grown is right here. You see this massive one right here? And so the biggest ones I'm actually gonna keep for seed for next year. If you don't know, every time you grow garlic, keep the biggest bulbs that you have, because you can use these bulbs for next year's harvest, and they will acclimate to your climate, and they will get bigger and bigger every year if you use your own garlic seed. Now get a little bit of salt.
Can I try?
Yes, it just helps the garlic blend.
I'm going to. We're gonna add the oil. Can I add it?
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta push it down to help it a little bit.
Can I try?
Yeah. Get in there. This is it. I think you did a good job.
I did a really good job.
You did a really good job. There you go.
That's for the baby formulas, but we're going to try to clean it after we're done with it.
Right. This is for baby food, but we don't really make baby food because our little baby in the house is a little too old for it. So we end up using these silicone trays for stuff like this. I am not filling them up all the way because you really don't need big giant. Yeah, you don't need that much. Good job, Sophie. Did I get garlic on you? They're the Baby Bullet brand.
So nothing can come out.
Right, and so you get a little less freezer burn when you use these. We're gonna freeze these.
And thank you for watching our video.
Well, we're not done yet. All right, go ahead, put it in the freezer, girlfriend. So I hope that this video gives you some ideas on different things that you can do with your garlic. That garlic, like I said, was garlic that probably would not have held up very well in storage. And this breed was specifically for the garlic that looked to be in very good shape. And now you can say, are you serious? Thank you for watching the video. You've been trying to say it for like 7 times. Bye. All right, so she just reminded me that I forgot to say something.
Click that subscribe button if you like this channel.
You watch a lot of YouTube, don't you? I usually, I forget to say that in my videos, but she just reminded me, so there you go. Bye, guys.